Thank you very much for joining us for today's festivities as we celebrate the groundbreaking of a major project at Gerdau St. Paul Mill. At this time, I would like to introduce you to the leader of the facility at our mill, the works manager, Mr. Rogerio Tarachi.
Welcome to everyone to the Gerdau St. Paul Mill. We are very happy to have all of you here today to celebrate this occasion with us. But before we begin, we need to review some safety instructions with you guys. In case of any emergency in the plant and we have to evacuate this area, please follow the guys, the Gerdau people shirt, follow the guys into the office building. In there, we're going to count for everyone. It's an honor to be your host today. When I look around, I see a lot of people that contributed to this process. We are very grateful for everyone's participation. Without your help, this day will not make the reality. So we are very grateful again, and very grateful and thankful for everyone that contributed for this project. But I really would like to recognize our employees that showed support since the beginning of this process. Thank you very much for that. I look forward to leading this project and leading this mill to the next phase of growth. I hope you all enjoyed this celebration today and lunch that follows. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce you to the president of Gerdau Long Steel North America, Guilherme Gerdau Johan Peter.
Thank you, Rogerio. Thank you very much. This is an exciting day for us here at the St. Paul Mill. Personally, I've been, when I was the works vice president of SBQ and YROD, I came here, worked very closely with this team. So I know how much this investment means for the team here in St. Paul. This is to our employees, customers, Governor Dayton, Mayor Coleman, some of our other guests here, some of our suppliers here as well. See some folks from Daniele. Welcome to the Gerdau St. Paul Mill. At the Gerdau, we operate our businesses in a way that is very sustainable and ensures our customers build their businesses, our employees build their lives, and our communities build their futures. Our decision to invest $50 million here to install this new caster at the St. Paul Mill is the result of careful analysis, hard work, and a strong relationship with every stakeholder here today. Gerdau is the leading producer of long steels in the Americas. Okay? One of the largest suppliers of special steel bar in the world. I think we're the second largest. We don't like just to be the largest, we want to be the best. We have over 45,000 employees in 14 different countries. A lot is said about jobs and jobs. We got 10,000 in US and Canada alone. We're currently in the Americas, in Europe, Asia, and our products are sold in 5 different continents. You know, North America represents one of the largest markets for us in Gerdau. Our position here in the US and Canada is unique and is very strong. This mill here in São Paulo represents an operation, that has the type of workforce, committed and engaged workforce. We have the right leadership and the business environment that encourages and supports the capital investments such as this. By investing in people, process, and technology, this is the only way we're going to survive in this very challenging business environment. In this industry, we do nothing alone, and I'd like to take a moment to introduce some of the key senior management team that we have here present. And I am fortunate to have the best leadership team in the steel industry in North America. First, I'd like to introduce Andre Pires, head of finance, Juan Wong, operations, Jim Kirkfleet, commercial. He's got to be able to sell all this product. Peter Campo, the head of downstream operations. Carl Zarnik, HR. Matt Yateman, scrap, procures all the scrap. You saw it in the backyard. I also have Jerry Goodwood here, Vice President of SPQ and SPQ Operations. Dave Snizik, where's Dave? As well. Director of Planning. Darren McDonald, Director of Energy. And we also have Carlo Travaglini, Director of Technology, and Ed Woodrow, VP of Rebar and Wire Rod. So we certainly have a team to win the game around here, you know. Our commitment to this project, this mill, this community, and these employees represents a win-win proposition, where all the stakeholders have come together in order to make this happen. Gerdau thanks for your support in helping us make St. Paul viable for the long run and well-positioned into the future. We have three priorities in our company. The first priority, and it's three, but it's and only three. The first priority we have in our company is safety. This location alone, when we acquired from Cargill, they were running close to 9 lost time accidents a year. Right now, we're glad to say that we are very close to 0. The second priority we have in the company is the engagement of our workforce. In this kind of industry, we achieve nothing if we don't have the true engagement of our workforce. In solving problems, in giving ideas, avoiding metallic losses, running better, increasing productivity. Management alone, we can't do anything. We really need this commitment and engagement of our workforce. So engagement is our second strong priority, and we're making very strong progress in that front. And the third one, as important as the previous two, is what we call EBITDA, okay? Is making money. We've been in business for 111 years. Not a lot of different companies are 111 years in business. We started off as a small nail shop, and we're very glad that we've never lost money in 111 years. We were close in 2008, but we sort of like dodged the bullet. So it's very important that we are financially sound to keep reinvesting in our business. And I'm sure that with engagement of our leadership team here, the partnership we have with our workforce and all the stakeholders here represented, we're going to be successful. So thank you very much, and enjoy lunch.
Thanks, Phil. Well, good morning, everyone. Though we are breaking ground this morning, this is far from the beginning of this project. In fact, this idea has been thoughtfully evaluated for the past 2 years and has involved a lot of foresight, careful planning, and leadership from our corporation in Brazil, our offices in Tampa, as well as here in St. Paul. When we brought this idea to the key parties involved, we were pleased with the amount of support that we were given. Economic development officials, the City of St. Paul, the Port Authority, the state of Minnesota and Xcel Energy immediately recognized the importance of retaining good-paying manufacturing jobs in our community. When forging partnerships to take on projects of this magnitude, it is important to have solid collaboration, close relationships with your employees, and strong leadership. In particular, I would like to acknowledge the leaders behind the scenes that have been working with the Gerdau team to make this possible. I apologize if I omit anyone, but please know that we were appreciative of everyone who contributed to us being here today. From the Department of Commerce, Bill Blazer. From the Department of Employment and Economic Development, Mark Loftus. I think Mark's in the crowd. Thank you very much. From the City of St. Paul, Cecile Bedore, Ellen Mueller, and Jenny Wolf. Thank you very much. From the St. Paul Port Authority, Louis Jamboy, Laurie Hansen, and Bruce Kessel. From the Minneapolis-St. Paul, this is a tough one for me, the Regional Economic Development Partnership. They just changed their name, by the way. It used to be Capital City Partnership. But anyways, Joel Atkinson helped us with that. Thank you, Joel. From Xcel Energy, Al Krug, Scott Hind, Chris Clark, and Judy Profel. Thank you very much. From the Minnesota Department of Commerce, Ilana Mitt and Kate O'Connell. Thank you very much. I want to thank Gerdau for having the confidence to make this significant investment in our community. And I want to thank the state of Minnesota and Xcel Energy for providing the type of support and economic environment that are favorable to these types of investments. Governor Dayton has played an instrumental role through his long-term relationship with the St. Paul Mill. And we are very honored to have him here as part of our celebration. At this time, please join me in welcoming the Governor of Minnesota, Mark Dayton.
Day for Gerdau, it's a great day for St. Paul, and it's a great day for Minnesota. I was first introduced to Gerdau back when I was in the United States Senate in the spring of 2006, and I was told by my staff there was an impasse with the workers here in the headquarters, and so I said, well, you know, it's easy. Next time I'm back home, just set up a meeting with Cargill. Just drive down to McGeady Road. That's near where I grew up. They said, no, it's different now. They've been bought and owned, operated by a company in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Well, nothing showed me more clearly the globalization of the industry than the fact that it had moved from across the river to another city west of Minneapolis, even though St. Paulites do consider Minneapolis to be another country. But not only another country, but another continent. And so I made my first, and unfortunately so far my only visit to Brazil, amazing country, and see the economic growth there, and Rio de Janeiro and then Sao Paulo was really eye-opening and exciting. And then the reception I received from the executives at Gerdau was just really heartwarming and encouraging, and they were very attentive, and we had a great discussion. And a couple weeks later, for whatever reasons, the issues were resolved, and so they moved ahead, and I stopped by here again in 2010, and now I'm back here again. This is by far the best reason to be associated with the company that I've found so far, and you look forward to the groundbreaking. I look forward to many years of successful operation here and growing operation. Can't thank you enough, for the commitment you've made, a $50 million investment in the future of this operation. I want to thank all the workers in Minnesota, the steel workers and everyone else who have worked so very hard in partnership. I want to thank all of your management and everybody who's made this decision to go ahead. You know, you were kind enough to thank all of us, but the real thanks goes to you, because the bottom line is you make the decision, and you had other options, and you chose to expand here and put your stake in a further commitment to St. Paul and to Minnesota and to your employees, and we're very grateful. And I gave them my home phone number if there are any problems. I said I live alone with 3 German Shepherds, and they don't know how to answer the phone, so you either get security or get me, but I mean it sincerely. I would like to know if there's anything at all that is a problem or an obstacle and the state of Minnesota can do anything about. And I'm sure the mayor feels the same way, so we can be strong partners and supportive partners in your continued success. So thank you very much. Congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. Norm Coleman used to do this to me. Every time I talked, there was always a train going by, so Governor has taken that playbook. I just want to set the record straight, Governor. I have nothing against Minneapolis, but I do understand Brazil a little bit easier than Minneapolis, so it's we're so thrilled to be here today. This is obviously all the partnerships that have been mentioned, the importance of this plant to the city of St. Paul. Obviously can't be overstated, this $50 million investment. I was just asking a little bit earlier whether they could build the steel for a new Viking stadium, perhaps. Maybe a little... Maybe a little leftover for a new Saints stadium in St. Paul. If we could do that, that would be great. But I just want to say, first of all, I want to reiterate all the partnerships, because this wouldn't have happened without the exceptional leadership of the Port Authority, of the State Chamber of Commerce, of DEED. Governor, your staff has been spectacular. Quite frankly, it's what we have needed in the state of Minnesota for years, is a true state partner that understands how to bring businesses and to work with businesses. It's been incredibly important. All of those partnerships are absolutely critical. But I just want to kind of set the tone and the tenor of what was going on at the time. When it became clear that Gerdau was at a point where they had to make a critical decision as to whether they were going to continue their investment in the city of St. Paul, whether they were going to reinvest this money, or whether they would, quite frankly, look to potentially even relocate all of these facilities somewhere else. This was on the heels of the Ford decision to finally close the plant in Highland Park. And it was really easy for us to kind of go, you know what, these global forces, the globalization that the governor talked about are just things that we can't control. There's just, you know, factors that are beyond the ability of the city of St. Paul or even the state of Minnesota to impact. But that's not the attitude that we went into this with. It wasn't the attitude of all the partners that were mentioned. It wasn't the attitude of Louis or Bill Blazer from the chamber, or our folks at the state, or our folks at the city. It was everybody saying, you know what, we can't afford to lose these jobs. We've got to do everything. We've got to work with Gerdau. We've got to, if we have to go down to Brazil, we're going to go down to Brazil, go to Florida, we'll go wherever we needed to go and do everything that we could to fight for these jobs, to save these jobs, to save this investment in the city of St. Paul. Because we didn't let ourselves get down, because we didn't look at kind of the challenges that we face on a global economy and all the difficulty that this process faced, we said we're going to make everything. And if at the end of the day a different decision would have been made, we would have been able to rest comfortably on the fact that we worked as hard as we could to protect these jobs. But because we demonstrated that partnership, because we worked hard, because we worked closely with the company, that decision was to invest in the city of St. Paul, to build on the past and the very successful past of this company in the city of St. Paul, and to look at the great opportunity, the incredible workforce. I am so proud of everyone that came to the table, that worked so hard. I'm so proud of Gerdau for making the decision to continue their investment in the city of St. Paul. This is truly, truly a great day. Thank you. Congratulations to everyone who played a role.
Olá e bem-vindos. Okay, that's the extent of my Portuguese. My Spanish minor didn't even help a bit. But I really want to say to folks that it is really exciting to have you here. As part of my job, I tend to take people on ward tours. It's a way for me to market Ward 7, to show people things that they didn't maybe know about the East Side. You know, I take them to the Dayton's Bluff neighborhood to show them that, you know, we have the largest concentration of Victorian homes in the city. Or up in Highwood, where you can still live in a rural setting right here in the big city. And I also point out that Gerdau is actually the largest recycler in the state of Minnesota. I've been invited to come to this plant on a number of occasions, and I always come, and part of it is because, you know, where else can you see trains? But there is something about the manufacturing process that is absolutely fascinating to me, and there is no more dramatic process than the creation of steel. And so to have this investment in this plant is critical to the future, not only of St. Paul, but certainly of the state of Minnesota. You know, I know for Gerdau, this was a business decision, and we appreciate the fact that you've chosen it. However, for the city of St. Paul, it's much larger than that. For the politicians in the room, they you know, you'll certainly understand this. You know, they make rebar here, and so for us, anytime politicians see rebar, it's all about, you know, how do we get it, how do we keep it, and how do we replace it, because we use it for signs. So that's sort of the selfish reason to keep this plant going, but also to our union brothers and sisters, that the job that you do here creates wealth. And the job that you do is important, not just for the folks who work here, but the product that they put out. If you want to build things, if you want to build big things, you build it with steel. And so certainly from the city of St. Paul, and from my perspective, I really want to thank you so much for this investment. And I hope that many, many years from now, the next council member from Ward 7 can continue to point out that this is the largest recycler in the state of Minnesota. So thank you.
As the previous speakers have said, this is a great day, certainly for St. Paul, but for the entire state of Minnesota. And I just want to add maybe one or two other reasons why it's a great day, maybe from an economic development perspective. I think two of the key issues that drove this decision were the quality of our state's labor force and our ability to supply competitive energy to this mill. And the best thing is that in both of those cases, we found areas that we could work with the company where we could excel and be competitive in a world market. And to me, that's a great sign for the future of manufacturing in Minnesota, because just like making steel, if you're making roll bars in Litchfield, Randy Ranke over there makes those, your workforce and your energy costs are key ingredients. So to me, this decision by the Gerdau leadership is a great sign for our state's manufacturing. And then secondly, just one other important thing here, and the mayor did a great job of highlighting it, is the team effort that went on with the local and state economic development professionals. Without their help, we couldn't have maximized the opportunities that our state's workforce and our state's energy supply provide in terms of making this project reality. So I thank them and look forward to working on future deals with them to strengthen our state's manufacturing. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning, everyone. Again, I'm Louis Jamboy. I'm the president of the St. Paul Port Authority, and as such, I get to stand up and take all the great credit for the work that was done by the staff of the St. Paul Port Authority. Jerry, thank you very much for acknowledging Lori Hansen and her team. They're the ones that pulled this project together on behalf of the Port Authority. There are many members of the Port Authority board here today. Would you raise your hand? These are the folks that push us to continue to push the envelope for important economic development projects in the city of St. Paul. They're the ones that give us encouragement, give us a poke when we need it, and they are behind this project, of course, 100%. And I'm very pleased that they're here today. The mayor and several others talked about the great team that was pulled together to make this project a reality. The state is
here, obviously. The city is here. The chamber is here. Greater MSP is here. The St. Paul Chamber was involved in this project as well. And absent that collaboration and partnership, this project would not have happened, of course. But as every other speaker has said, the most important ingredient in this project is Gerdau itself. It's the great management of this organization. It is the productive workforce at this plant here in St. Paul that really stimulated Gerdau to do the project here. So we are extremely grateful to Gerdau for doing this project. I concur with the governor. If anything really goes wrong, call him. Of course, we know where the calling tree goes from there. But for today we celebrate a fabulous success, something we're really excited about. For the economic development team, including Excel, that came together to make this project work, I think the lesson going forward is, hey, this is fun. Let's do this some more. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, good morning, everyone. What a terrific day. Thanks so much for being here. There's two things I'll take away from being towards the end of 10 great speakers as we've had here today. One is that this has been a very team effort and a very important one, and ultimately a successful one. And two is I should probably keep it kind of short and sweet, because I'm looking at you guys. You're starting to scream out there. But we are just delighted to have been a part of making this project happen. And in part, we really did this the old-fashioned way, with reliable power at a competitive price. But we also brought to it some innovation in pricing that helped facilitate this significant investment that you're making, while also allowing Gerdau to keep taking advantage of our energy reduction programs, which are important for us as an environmental responsible company to another, obviously very important. And in putting together this package, all of our customers win. So this was one of the situations where truly, governors, I've heard you say before, when everyone wins, we made that happen here. So let me just say bravo to Gerdau for this decision to invest here with us. We look forward to serving you well. And thanks to everyone for being a part of this team. We appreciate it, and I couldn't agree more. Louis, let's do this again someplace else in our service territory. Thank you.
Thank you. I started working here January 1984, and I will tell you that this plant has always been one of the flagship plants for whatever steel company that owned us, from Coal Steel to Cargill and now Gerdau. The members of Local 7263 have always been here to make that possible. We have just endured 3 of the very difficult years, and we worked with management to ensure this plant would stay viable and even profitable during the worst of the economic downturn. This mill has always provided good-paying jobs and benefits that have helped the economy of St. Paul and Minnesota through union-negotiated wages and benefits. And it has helped create employment for local contractors, suppliers, and customers. I believe this investment benefits our members and will benefit the community for years to come. I credit Gerdau for its commitment to making steel by investing in this plant, and for recognizing that the hard work and commitment of the members of the United Steelworkers Local 7263 will, as always, make this a very sound and worthwhile investment. Thank you all.